Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Bell Ringers podcast with yours truly, Ryan McDonald.
I'm Ty Press.
We are without Trevor as, due to his work restrictions, we believe he may have to take a hiatus on betting. So we're going to see how that goes and figure out all the details. But for now, he is not here.
He may be able to
legally
pull this
safe.
off. It's like he doesn't know whether it's all members of the working staff or just certain people. So we'll see.
But before we get into that, as always, please visit us on YouTube at youtube.com/the Bell Ringers Pod. Watch our videos, send them a like, subscribe, and then follow us on our social medias down below at Bell Ringers Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and then Bell Ringers Pod on Spotify. Put a follow, rate us, all that good stuff. Getting into the first bit of news this week, MLB World Series is starting this Friday. We have the New York Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. So basically the two teams everyone hates.
No one really wants to root for either of these teams, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I know a lot of people complained last year with the Rangers and the Diamondbacks kind of being in it. It's like, all right, well, you wanted to see better teams. Yeah, you wanted to see better teams, and you got what you wished for. So you kind of, it's gonna definitely gonna have good ratings, and people are gonna be watching it the whole time. So it's gonna be a good matchup, good series. Don't love the Dodgers, but I also don't hate them. So I think I'd rather see them win than the Yankees, to be honest.
I don't know. Shohei would be cool, I guess, but part of me wants Yankees, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I still always think about 2009 when we lost to them in the World Series. So part of me wants to never see them win again, but they keep. I mean, either way, it's not really going to bother me that much.
Yeah, I don't think I'm not losing sleep on either matchup here.
I'm probably just going to put little bets in for the games and hope my bets win and not really care about who the ultimate winner is. Like I said, that starts Friday. I think the tough thing is going to be, just the fact that the Dodgers don't really have their main starting pitchers from the season. I mean, Glasnow still being out kind of really hurts and would have been cool to see it. Also, Shohei could have pitched, but I don't think he's going to. I know they made it a possibility, but I haven't seen any news that he's warming up.
That'd be crazy. That would be pretty cool if they did pull that out.
They don't say anything. He just comes out for the ninth.
Yeah, just the Stone Cold Steve Austin music comes running out.
It'd be funny too because he'd run out from the dugout, not from the bullpen. So they'd be like, "What's going on?" Next week we'll be a couple games in, so we'll recap those games when they come. Mm-hmm. This week also starts the NBA season. Off to a hot start with Joel Embiid and Paul George missing the first week. It's gonna be fun. Got the first game tonight for the Sixers, and hopefully Maxey can get us 1 or 2 wins.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna have to throughout the season because one or two of the big three on our team are just injury prone. We're gonna see a lot of games where the whole weight of the game is put on Maxey's shoulders. Yeah. And
I mean, at least we did get Andre Drummond. I mean, this is kind of why we got him in the offseason because he's a pretty good backup center for Joel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one good part. But Oubre's good, but it just, like you said, having 2 of your stars out, it immediately kind of diminishes a lot of what you're trying to do. We got Bronny and LeBron last night made history as the first father-son duo to take the NBA court at the same time. It's pretty cool. And then I'm pretty sure as soon as Bronny got subbed out, Sabrina just left. She's like, "Yep, that's all I came here for. I'm going home." And it's probably gonna be Bronny's last time seeing the court. No, I'm just kidding. But
he'll clock in 2 minutes here and there. But it's
maybe, but he really should be in the G League. I mean, he's not going to be, but that is where he would be better suited to kind of progress. But
or no, you're in college or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately that but I don't think he's ready to actually go on an NBA court and get meaningful minutes. So
yeah, they forced it in here because I think LeBron's probably leaving. The guy could just keep playing. Just hold every single season or career record because he doesn't stop playing.
I mean, I haven't seen a single reason why he can't keep going. So until I do that, now we can get into our NFL Week 7 recap. I just continue to go 2 for 2, 14-14 overall. One of my favorite, Indiana -3. They won 16-10. I mean, just boring game against Miami and a two-list Dolphins. My dog with Arizona +2.5 as they won outright 17-15. Kind of like I said, I didn't really think the Chargers were all that good, so I didn't really see them winning by that much, and they in fact lost. Lost my over barely because apparently the Commanders apparently Washington has a good defense against every bad offense, but a good or bad defense get every good offense. I don't know what it is. They either let up like 30 points or they let up like 5. Washington wins 40-7, so the total is only at 47. And I lose my over 51.5. And then I lose my under in the London game on a late touchdown by the Jags because the Patriots went for it on 4th and 26 down like 15 for no reason. Like I get like you just can't punt it away because you're losing and you have to go for it, but they went for 4th and 26 on like the 3-yard line. I was hoping, and like there was too much time for the Jags and they couldn't just kneel it. I was upsetting to watch. So 2-2, tie 3 and. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I know my picks. I might as well be going 2-2 after I think my first 2 weeks I went 1-3, and then ever since then I've just been going back and forth between 3-1 and 1-3. Last week went 1-3. This week come out again 3-1. I had the pretty clear cut over of the Lions and the Vikings hit with, I think the over was 50, and they scored a total of 60 points.
Yep.
Clear as Eagles bet -3 against the Giants. I know I said we weren't going to bet for the Eagles, but that was just too like the Giants are garbage.
Yeah, I mean
Saquon's return, like it had to happen.
I mean that was my. I mean like I still won my favorite anyway, so I'm glad I did. But like that was one of definitely I full-hearted agree with you. I wanted to keep my word and say I'm not going to bet on or like pick them in this. Not that
my one miss was in the London game as well. The Jaguars decided to learn how to play football this week and absolutely smack the Patriots, which I did not see happening. I thought 5.5 was a coverable spread, but yeah, they got smoked.
Like I told you, I didn't like. There's no reason going into that game why I thought Jacksonville should be favored by 5.5 points. So for some reason that maybe just like all right, Jacksonville has to win by at least a touchdown. For some reason
they got to win one London game. Like it's London's team. They can't have them get beat by the Patriots. And then the other.
You're under.
Probably the last time I bet the under against the Dolphins. Dolphins Colts was 44, and they scored a total of 26 points combined.
Yeah, that was a good
Tua
one.
coming back, I don't think I'll be betting any more unders against the Dolphins because I think they may be back as a whole with the hot, fast offense again. I didn't know Tua was that important to them, but apparently he is.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I think they might be back in terms of scoring more points, but I do not think they're back as a team. I think we might have to wait a little bit for that. Trevor's picks last week before he, got this job when he was still allowed to make picks. He also went 2-2, so he also was 14-14.
All these bets were placed before he got this job. Yeah. Let's make that very clear.
He picked Washington -7.5 against Carolina. Like I said, they won 40-7, so it was a clear win. He had the queasy win. He had the Arizona dog line with me, so that won. But his over and under lost just like me. He had Houston at Green Bay over 47.5. Finished at 24-22 with a total of 46, so just barely losing that one. And then he had the under in the Sunday night game, Jets at Pittsburgh, under 38, and the Steelers almost went over that total by themselves, scoring 37. And beat the Jets by 37-15. Yeah, it's just terrible. And then the wheel, also with Ty going 3-1, 12-16 now.
That's my right hand.
It had Washington just like Trevor did for the favorite. Its dog was Tennessee plus 8.5, and they lost to Buffalo 34-10, so not even close. Its over was the same game, over 41.5 points. Like I said, 34-10, so 44 that hit, and then it won its under Vegas at the Rams under 43.5, and it finished 20-15 for a total of 35.
I didn't like that last pick when I heard it because all signs were pointing to Cooper Kupp returning this week, and then I think it was like a game time decision where he didn't. Well, didn't like it at first, but as soon as Cooper Kupp wasn't playing, I'm like, oh, that under's definitely hitting. Like that's clear.
Yeah, well, that was a tough one, and I think Aiden O'Connell went out early in that game. So I mean, Minshew went back in and played, and he's played this season, but still at the same time, maybe like he wasn't getting the reps this week in practice, so it might have been a little weird. We go into week 8, Thursday night, Minnesota -2.5 at the Rams.
Yeah,
over under of 48. Yeah. I mean, he might be getting traded.
I did see that they're open to trade him, but
speaking of trades, DeAndre Hopkins was traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. My thoughts are, I don't think he's. I mean, I'm not saying he's bad, but I don't think he's anywhere near where he was. This to me more is just like a Julio Jones goes to the Eagles kind of vibe, where it looks cool, it looks like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be their number 3. Aren't their wide receivers hurt?
No, I'm not saying he's going to be number 3, but I'm just saying like Julio Jones came here and we're like, oh, this is going to be sweet. And then he gets like 2 passes and we're like, yeah, he's not. Yeah. He doesn't have it anymore.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna get more like targets to him, I could see Hopkins doing like well. But to your point, I do agree. He's not the same DeAndre Hopkins he was.
But
He's
I mean,
not gonna be like going
yeah.
crazy, but he's gonna be probably force fed a little bit at this point. Because I know Worthy, I think is still hurt, but or was it Rice that was hurt and Worthy was playing? But I think Worthy just got banged up.
Well, no, Juju just got banged up. I think is what you're talking
Juju.
about.
So it's just Worthy and Hopkins now.
Yeah, I mean it's also I mean somewhat because of the receivers and stuff like that. But Mahomes is having a bad season.
He is.
Like he has 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's not
Hmm.
playing well, but he still has Travis Kelce. If you're that good a quarterback, I mean, we people shit on Hurts all the time, and he's playing much better than Patrick Mahomes. So let's gotta flame the guy up a little bit.
He can't. I mean, as much as you can shit on the guy, he's Patrick Mahomes, so he has his reputation, and they're the only undefeated team left. So he's
Yeah, but they
doing
all. I mean,
something
they
right,
have
and
a
the
great
defense is
defense. Their defense is pretty good. I mean,
yeah,
so if Chris Jones, you got I can't think of his name on the outside for the cornerback, but either way, I mean, their defense is good. I mean, that's most of their games have been kind of low scoring. But yeah, I mean, I do like Minnesota in this, even if Cooper Kupp comes back. Minnesota lost a close one to Detroit last week, but I mean, Detroit's also a great team. I mean, I wouldn't mind here the Minnesota line and the over.
yeah. I even with Cup back, I still like. I think the Vikings. Oh, yeah, I like the Vikings in the over. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, then,
And
yeah, I
then
agree.
we have our Thursday night football parlay ready. So Thursday football parlay, Minnesota at the Rams. I am taking Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown.
Obviously, the number one, or the top wide receiver, number one on the team. Can't go wrong with that pick. I
He's
think
got
with Cooper Cup back, I am confident that Matthew Stafford will be putting up numbers again. He did it once without Cup or without Cup. I think not last week he didn't do it, but the week before, yeah, I think he had 260 passing yards. I have him at his over of 239 and a half. Matt Stafford 239 and a half passing yards. He's got his boy back. We're
yeah.
gonna
I
get
mean,
some up.
so with Justin Jefferson, he has 5 touchdowns through 6 games. It's I mean, it's a pretty easy pick to just. He's gonna get a 6-1.
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, without Trevor, obviously we're just gonna do 2 legs. I know we went I think 0-3 last week, but
Yeah, you gotta
I,
come back.
yeah, I think that was our highest spread for like getting money back. So it was we reached a little bit on some. It also was the Broncos, who I thought Bo Nix was. I might have pandered my pick a little bit to fantasy because I had to pick him up that week. So I was like, maybe Bo Nix can do something special here. He was playing well, but it turns out he can only run the ball. He can't really pass the ball well at all.
Yeah, and
So
I didn't really expect the
Kamara to do
Saints
nothing at all.
the Saint well I didn't expect the Saints offense to do nothing. I mean, I don't know, I thought they could just move the ball. I thought they were just going to hand them the ball and feed them, which I mean they kind of tried to, but Denver just loaded the box and just shut everything down. So it's a tough one. But once again, to recap our parlay for Thursday Night Football, Minnesota at the Rams, I am taking Justin Jefferson to score an anytime touchdown.
And I'm taking Matt Stafford over 239 and a half passing yards.
Sits at plus 226 currently on DraftKings. So if you want to take that with us and ride, go ahead.
We'll win one, boys. I have faith. We lost a leg of it, so maybe this will increase our odds.
Now moving into the Sunday games, first 1 o'clock slate. I have Tennessee at Detroit. Detroit's minus a little at 11. Over under of 45. Tennessee did just lose DeAndre Hopkins. Not like he's really been doing all that much this season with Will Levis, but I don't know.
I mean 11 is a massive
it's a
spread,
lot
but
of points.
It's like the hottest offense versus
Yeah,
the offense with nobody. So
I mean it's a lot of points, but I would probably take Detroit minus 11.
I'd be leaning Detroit minus 11 here as well. And
Probably the over almost. It's tough.
the only reason I don't like the over
Tennessee
is just
does have
'cause,
a
I
decent,
don't
decent
see-
offense or decent defense.
Yeah, Tennessee's got a decent defense, and they have zero offense now. So I'd be leaning under. The Lions would need to score 40 points of the 45, and
Yeah.
with Tennessee's defense not being bad, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I must see it as like possibly kind of like almost like Washington and the Panthers last week, where like I mean that would 40-7 would hit over this, but maybe they just score a bunch of points and Tennessee's only able to get like a field goal or two, and then they kind
Yeah.
of just stop.
Next, I got Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland. The Ravens are favorite 8.5 minus 8.5, and the total points is 44.5.
Yep.
Another obviously big spread. I don't know if they're the two biggest of the week, but they probably are in the top three.
We obviously have Deshaun Watson with his Achilles tear, So
Mm-hmm.
Jameis Winston is going to be starting this game.
They're going with Jameis?
Yeah, so with that, I'm going to take the over 44.5 because Jameis scores points. He was in there for one drive last week. He scored a touchdown in that drive. And I think out of all 5 of the last Baltimore Ravens games, they've hit this total every single game. So I think Baltimore could score points. I think Jameis is going to get a little freaky out there, put up some points. I'll take the over.
You're taking the over on this. I think Jameis will honestly put up a better offense than Sean Watson will. They got Chubb back, so obviously I think they can get some points. The Ravens just are a workhorse. They are dominating. They're using Mark Andrews again. I think he had 2 touchdowns last week.
He only had like 4 catches though. Like it's more just because like in my mind I have him fantasy, so it's like I'm not ready to put him back in. Like yeah, he got 2 touchdowns, scored a lot of points, but I think he had like 4 targets and caught all 4 targets. Like
I saw Zay Flowers went down in that game. Is he going to be playing?
I think when I saw it, it was like questionable, but he's probably like it was like questionable, expected to return the 27th. So
Okay, all right, well,
let me
that
just
helps a
double
lot
check.
then. If Zay Flowers is playing, I think you're in good shape because that is their number 1 receiver.
With some of like these like Cooper Cup and other wide receivers being on the block, I'm kind of wondering if they try and go for something like that. Yeah, I got Zay Flowers questionable. Yeah, estimated return date October 27th. So they're really not expected to miss anyone other than Keaton Mitchell, who has been on the pub this whole season.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm all for that. And then as far as the spread goes, you don't know about Jameis, but I still think they cover 8.5.
Yeah,
Ravens, I mean,
my only feeling to maybe not is just because it's a divisional game and just like I said, James might just get a little freaky with it and start balling. But at the same time, they have no Amari Cooper. I don't know if they. I mean, it would take Nick Chubb running all over Baltimore's defense, which I don't really see happening. But Chubb is kind of back, so we'll see. All right, what game do you have next?
I have Packers Jags.
Yep. All right, so I got Green Bay -4 in Jacksonville over under 49. Didn't take it, but I
Packers
did.
are -4.
Yeah.
Say that. Okay.
I said Green Bay -4.
Oh, okay. I missed that part. Sorry.
Open up your ears.
Turn your brain on. Like I said, I don't know if this Jaguars is consistent. It could have just been the bad Patriots. So I probably would be leaning Packers here -4.
Yep.
And I don't know. Packers have been putting up a lot of points. Jags just put up 32 or 30 something. I think.
Yeah, 32. Yeah, I mean, but you got a late score touchdown at the end, kind of just because of bad or good field position
49
for
is
the
a lot
Jags.
of points for them.
Yeah, I mean, I would tend towards probably go lower. I mean, I like Green Bay -4 and the under, I think, because, I mean, Green Bay is a good defense. I almost took this as my favorite. There's another team I took for reasons, and they have a better spread. But, yeah, I mean, I think Green Bay kind of shuts down their offense.
Yeah, like I said, I would agree. I think Packers would probably be under on this, too. 49 is a lot. Going to the next game, I do have a pick on this. It is the Indianapolis Colts at Houston. Houston is a -5 favorite, and the total points is 46. I have Houston as my favorite, -5. Did you go against it?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I just don't know if I like that.
So last time they played, Houston didn't cover.
They didn't even cover a 2.5.
They didn't cover a 2.5, but this is in Houston. Obviously, they don't have Nico Collins back, but I don't know. I think Mixon has been going absolutely insane. They obviously losing Nico does hurt, but the other guys have stepped up and are still putting up numbers. So I think as a revenge game, obviously they didn't lose, but at Houston, I like them covering 5. I know they didn't cover 2.5 last time, but I think they can cover it this time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just feel like every single Houston game has been within 3 points. Like I feel like they just have, like their wins are close, their losses are close.
Like I said, I think this is just they were borderline embarrassed based on like how the expectations were going into the season. I think they play week 1.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they barely squeaked out a win, but I think they, like I said, divisional game. I think they come out heavy here.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I do like I don't hate the -5. Like I said, it's just there's too many reasons why I kind of didn't want to take it. And I mean that I kind of think I preferred the under there too, because I think the last game was like right at that 46 number. I think it might have been a tiny bit above that, but
yeah, they're both in the 20s.
Yeah, but I think without Nico, I mean divisional game, I think they might just kind of keep it close, low 20s.
You got next?
Yeah, next up I got our Philadelphia Eagles in Cincinnati. Cincinnati's -2 over under 48. No pick here, just because, as we said, not taking the Eagles game, but kind of surprised.
I did it again, right? I did it again.
You take
Eagles
Birds.
+2. Yeah. That's my dog. The Bengals, I'm borderlining taking Joe Burrow out of my lineup this week just because of how hot our defense has been playing. Quinion is an absolute unit. He locked up Malik Neighbors heavily against the Giants. I think held him to 4 catches. He's been locking up everybody he's going against.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
going to put him on Chase. And like I said, our Eagles, the offense outside of the first quarter is flowing.
yeah, and I mean, I think, I mean, obviously the past 2 weeks have been the Browns and the Giants, but the past 2 weeks we've had 13 sacks and we've given up, I think, 12 total offensive points. So
Yeah, no, well,
we're finally getting at the
I was going to say,
quarterback.
we haven't given up enough. Our defense hasn't given up a touchdown in
Yeah,
the last 2
yeah.
weeks.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's 12 total offensive points we've given up, and then we've had 13 sacks. I mean, I think last week I think we had a sack out of every single, or not every single, but I think you had Nolan Smith, N'Kobe Dean, and maybe Jalen Carter all had a sack. So I think we had a nice little Georgia Bulldog reunion in the backfield.
I think Carter and Dean both had 2, and I think Nolan had 1. I think it
Yeah,
was
but I'm
like
just saying. I think
total.
like all like I think the three of
Yeah,
them each had one. But I mean, it's nice that they're getting out there. Cooper DeJean I think is our highest graded defensive player in games he starts. So defense is back. I kind of hope, with that being said, that maybe Slay either just like I really just kind of want Quinion to just be on the number one wide receiver at least. I mean, he's kind of proved that he can ball out
he also
and really
doesn't come
cover.
out in that game against Tampa where it was like a scorcher out. I think he played like 99% of snaps.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Like he literally is stamina beast, locked up beast. Like he literally is. I think should have an argument of defensive rookie of the year. Like he's
Oh,
literally playing.
I think there's a good chance he might get that.
Yeah, he's been playing out of his mind.
But yeah, I mean, I like taking Philly plus two. I think there's a good chance we win outright. I'm like, I know it's not necessarily the exact same, but like, you have the Bengals barely beating the Giants. I mean, they won 17-7. And they barely scored that touch, or like just scored a new touch or a touchdown in the final minutes, and then we beat them 28-3. And then, I mean, I get we're away, but you're saying Cincinnati's 2 point favorite when we just smoked the team that the week before they barely beat. I think we should get more credit for being back.
I think we're back, boys. All
I know
right,
we
up
back
next
up.
I have the Jets at New England. Jets are -7 favorite, and
Yep.
the total points is 41. New England did just get their shit stomped by the Jaguars. You have another week with Devontae Adams on the team. If I had to pick one, I know like the Jets haven't given me any reason to think they can cover 7 points, but this is a really bad Patriots team. I think they can.
Yeah, and they're really bad against the run, so I think there's a good chance the Jets kind of
Brees.
just really get Brees Hall back in the mix and really just run that ball down their throats.
Yeah, I
Just
like
a
that.
good old fashioned ball club. Uh,
Yeah, so I probably would be leaning Jets -7 here.
Fantasy wise, I'm also hoping the Jets do get Devontae Adams a couple touchdowns. Would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I got him on 2 teams, and I got Brees Hall. So
Yeah, all same. I mean, we're a little bit around there all the time. I mean, Drake May did look pretty. I mean, he had a decent game last game. I think he threw for a good amount of yards.
yeah,
So I
and
mean,
this is
he's
a really stout Jets defense too. So
yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not saying that that's gonna like get him the spread. I'm just saying it's kind of nice to see another rookie quarterback play well. Just
absolutely.
interesting. Probably gonna say under because I think there's a good chance New England kind of just gets pooped on.
Yeah, I'd say under and -7 as well.
All right, move into the next game. I got Atlanta -2.5 in Tampa Bay over under 46. Rough shape Tampa Bay's in after this Monday night's game. Very sorry for Godwin. Hopefully he gets you know better as soon as possible. Come back next year. Yeah, Mike Evans out. With that, feel bad doing this, but I'm taking the Falcons -2.5. They won the game earlier in the year. I mean, it was by 3 in overtime, but you're telling me without the top two wide receivers for Tampa Bay that they're gonna not smoke them?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a kind of just easy pick.
Yeah, I'm taking the under on this game as well. Obviously, for the reasons you just listed, at Tampa Bay with not having their 1 and 2 wide receiver, it's gonna be tough for them to put points on the board. And I think I'm hoping, but from based on what I've watched, it seems like Atlanta is really starting to utilize Bijan and seeing how much of a beast he is and how he can be like a workhorse back and give him the ball majority of snaps. So I think they're going to be running it a lot. I think Tampa is not going to be able to put up a lot of points. So 46, I do like that for an
You see,
under.
you just got one-sided affair. I don't hate that. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
Next, I got Arizona Cardinals at Miami Dolphins. Tua's back, and they're giving no,
They're getting,
they're minus 3.5. I was
yeah,
gonna say both those. I think terms weren't the right weren't proper, but yeah, Dolphins are minus 3.5. Total points is 45.5. Tua I think is on pace. I think he's limited practice, but I think he's cleared to play.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's cleared. He's not wearing the Guardian cap. He said. I
So
guess it's
with
his
this,
choice.
with I'm really staking on I need Tua to play for this to hit. I made the statement about our recap, but I'm taking the over on this game of 45.5. I think they're going to put up points. Arizona, even though they're not using Harrison, seem to be putting up points as well. Like I said, I like them. I need that hot Dolphins offense again.
I'm going back to the well. I'm taking Arizona as a dog plus 3.5 points.
Okay.
I mean, just because even when Tua was there, they didn't look good. They were getting destroyed by Buffalo in that second week game. Even while Tua was in, and I think I mean, he's been out of football with a concussion for a little while. Don't really know how much he was actually able to do. So I don't see that Miami team coming out with any sort of I mean, they might score fine, but I don't know. I don't see them winning this game. But yeah, I think Arizona can also score on them. So
Well, would you pick over or under?
I think I'm fine with the over because I think I mean
Yeah.
I can see both teams getting to the mid 40s. Next, I got the first 4 o'clock start time for Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo -3 in Seattle, over under 46.5 points. Amari Cooper's in town. I think he played like 16 snaps, got a touchdown,
Mm-hmm.
and he's only gonna have more time with the offense to learn it. I think it's an easy Buffalo -3.
Yeah. All right. I like that. I would love. I like I said, I'm riding with Buffalo. I would love for them to have a successful season. That is probably my favorite team in the AFC. I do love them outside of Baltimore, of course, to our Ravens fans. But
Well, my
I
favorite
do
team,
love
Jays.
Buffalo. I think, like I said, we saw them get a touchdown to Amari Cooper last week, and he literally had to double check with Keon Coleman on what route he was running. A whole week in the books, training with Josh Allen and learning the playbook. I think we're going to see him come out a lot hotter,
Oh
and I
yeah,
think this offense as a whole is going to look
yeah.
good.
And I mean, I feel like Seattle's just been real quiet this season. I really haven't like bothered looking into them. I mean, it also might be the fact that I don't think I have any Seahawk on my fantasy
I
teams.
mean, Kenneth Walker's a dog.
Yeah,
He's
but I'm just
obviously
saying
an
like,
absolute beast, but
but like, I just have no reason to look at them, and I don't think like they've really not been in prime time for whatever. I mean, they might have had a prime time game, but I don't know. I don't think they haven't been like exploding off the page to me.
no, I kind of agree. I really don't know how much time I've watched of the Seattle Seahawks. I watched them just enough to see like I love Kenneth Walker. Like he's a top guy for me. But yeah, like DK's good for like seems to get a big catch touchdown every game. So I don't know. Like from what I see, they look good. They obviously have a solid record, and it's
Yeah,
just for some reason something about Seattle that it could be the fact that Gino's the quarterback, and I don't have a lot of faith in him. Like for
yeah.
longevity of the season and like the postseason, but
That's
they
I mean,
seem to put up points. That's the only thing I was worried about taking this pick, just because like I don't really know what Seattle is to take Buffalo, but obviously Buffalo is
yeah.
gotten a lot better in the last couple weeks. So
That's I think for me it's less Seattle and just more just I think Buffalo's
yeah,
that much better.
that's why I would lean Buffalo here. But
Yeah, I don't hate the over
I
either.
honestly might even say the over too.
Yep, agreement there. All right, next up I got New Orleans Saints in Los Angeles facing the Chargers. Chargers are -7 point favorites and over under of 40.5.
It's the duty game.
Yeah, still Derek Carr's out for at least another week. Kind of with that duty game, I'm gonna go with the under. You got Derek Carr out and the slow paced Chargers offense. I don't think we're getting a high total here. I think we're getting somewhere in the 20s or 30s.
Yeah, I like that pick. Spencer Rattler cannot move the ball really much at all,
No.
and this Chargers offense, I don't know what the hell they are. Like they seem to have good wide receivers. Justin Herbert is said to be a top 10 quarterback. J.K. Dobbins looked like electric early on in the season, and like if like adding all together, you think it'd be a hot offense, but they just don't seem to get the ball rolling fast. And yeah, they had like a really slow game last week. I think were they playing the Cardinals last week, and it was just like the snooze fest.
Yeah, I mean he just has no one to throw the ball to.
Yeah,
So it's just very easy to kind of just load the box. They can't run the ball and he has no one to throw the ball to.
yeah,
So it's pretty easy to kind of play against them. So which is also like I don't hate the Saints +7 here just because I think it's easy to Even if you're gonna get beat by the Chargers, I don't think you're gonna get beat by that much.
Okay, yeah, I would like. I don't think this game's going to be a blowout by either side,
Yeah,
really. So yeah, I probably would lean. Give me the points. I take the Saints as well,
yeah.
and Saints, and I would say the under.
All right.
All right, up next, I got Chiefs at Las Vegas. Chiefs are minus 10 points, and the total is 41 and a half. Like we mentioned earlier, the Chiefs don't seem to put up a lot of points. They have a lot of low scoring wins. This Raiders team doesn't have much really going for them.
Yeah,
Obviously, they lost Devontae Adams. They don't know who they want to start at quarterback because neither of them are playing all that well. Like I said, I don't. This is almost on another slate of like as bad as the Raiders are, the Chiefs haven't blown anybody out.
yeah.
So I don't know how confident I would be taking that minus 10.
I wouldn't
They
be
do
that
have the weapon
confident.
of Hopkins back, but
But I mean, I don't know if Hopkins is even gonna play this week. I mean, they got him today.
yeah, that's true.
I mean, today's Wednesday. It's gonna be that's kind of tough to get ready. I feel like I mean, Amari Cooper ran 16 routes or 16 snaps, and I think he was there from like Monday. So I think it might just be kind of harder for them to get him up to pace. Who knows? I mean,
It's a tough one.
I mean,
Like, the
it's
Raiders are very bad.
yeah, that's what I mean. I almost kind of wanted to say the Chiefs minus 10 just because of the fact that the Raiders are that bad. Under
I mean, I would
probably.
just go against you and say plus 10 because just the Chiefs don't blow anybody out.
Yeah.
And Holmes throws more picks and touchdowns. But I probably would say the under on this game, though,
Yeah.
just because the Chiefs don't put up. Wouldn't feel confident unless the Chiefs put up over like 36 points. And
Yeah, I don't think they're doing that.
no. So I would say under. And then I would take Raiders plus 10 just because I don't think they're blowing them out.
Yeah, I guess that's actually probably maybe not the worst pick because I mean you still got Max Crosby. I think he's still healthy.
Next, wait, did I just do that? I just did that one, says you.
Oh, cool! I got a great game. Carolina at Denver. Denver minus 10, over under 41.5. I mean, not much to say here. Both teams not interested in it at all.
It's a lot of points to give to two bad teams. Like
Yeah, but Denver's defense I think is going to just shut down Panthers' offense.
I probably would lean Panthers plus 10 here. I know they couldn't put up any points against the Commanders who don't have a good defense.
And it's also
I
like
don't know.
somehow Denver's been putting up points even though they have Bo Nix at quarterback. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'd probably lean Denver and the under here.
I would definitely lean under. I just don't know about covering 10. Next, I got Chicago Bears at Washington Commanders. No Jaden Daniels, I believe. So that would
Might not be sure. He's
he might
injured with
be
a rib. He's got a rib. Not sure if he's going to play or not, though.
okay. Well, the Bears are minus 2.5 favorites here.
Yeah.
And the total is 43.5. You give me Jaden Daniels in here, I'd be crushing plus 2.5.
Yeah.
I think it should.
But
I just don't know.
I'm sure if Jaden Daniels was in there, it'd probably be Washington favorite. But
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. This would be a huge bet if you place a bet on the Commanders and he ends up playing.
I mean,
you're in good shape.
might not be a bad idea. Take Washington money line with the hope that he does play.
Yeah, but it's still the Bears defense Bears team as a whole. The offense has started to flow pretty well. Caleb Williams is slinging it. They got a bye week last week, so they're nice rested. I don't know. Like I said, this Bears team is pretty feisty.
I mean, it would have been cool to see this if hopefully Jaden does play because Caleb Williams has been playing pretty well recently too. So it would have been nice to see the two.
I mean, this is a matchup everybody had in the books.
You get the 1 and 2 overall picks, quarterbacks too. Just dueling it out, and also the over I probably would have liked to if Jaden was playing, or if Jaden does play. But without Jaden, I think I probably do lean Chicago minus 2.5.
Yeah, I would as well. Mariota was able to put up points. Obviously, this is the Bears defense. This is a different category of its own than the Panthers. The Panthers, I feel like everyone's putting up points against.
I feel like when Mariota went in for Hurts with us, he was bad. So
he was very bad. Absolutely.
That's more my thought. I mean, I know he played well last week, but that was also against the Panthers. So I think against the Bears defense, I don't think he's gonna be able to do the same thing.
It's a close one, but I think he could probably. I think they get 2 touchdowns here, which would put him at 14. And then I would need the Bears to put up almost 30.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's
what
tough.
I mean.
That is tough. I probably would agree with you on the under then.
Under
in the Bears.
I think there's a chance the Bears won't really hit 30. But all right, Sunday night I got Dallas in San Francisco against the Niners. Niners minus 4 over under 46. Both teams well underperforming this season.
Well injured.
Yeah, Dallas isn't injured. Well, I guess
They've lost a lot of their defense.
I guess yeah.
I mean, both these teams got the injury bug.
Yeah.
And are what, but like are both still underperforming as well.
San Fran's healthiest wide receiver was shot in the chest about 4 months ago.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
wild statement,
what.
but a true statement at the same time.
Yeah, well, Debo go to the hospital recently because of an illness.
Yeah, and then
I'm
you
not
got
sure what he was
Ayuk.
sick with, but
We got what,
and then
Ayuk out for
Ayuk
the
got
season?
absolutely smacked in the ribs. Oh no, his knee. He got his knee like blown out. Like I think he just caught the ball and the dude just
Yeah,
full shoulder went into his knees.
it's a tough one to see. But I mean, maybe Ricky Pearsall can do something.
I honestly might be leaning Cowboys here +4, just because of the fact that like the
The
Niners don't
injuries.
have a wide receiver, yeah, and
Yeah,
Dak and CD are still alive and healthy. They just have not been playing that. Like Dak's been
so
playing like kind of garbage recently,
I
but
think I'm with you on that one. Especially I mean with no McCaffrey still. If McCaffrey's in this game, I might think differently. But he's still
mm,
out. So yeah, I think I like Dallas +4.
I
Probably the
think I'd
under.
lean under.
Yeah, a lot of unders from us so far.
I was gonna say we're kind of rooting for a bad week, but
I mean, just so many teams are hurt too.
yeah, it really is. Like honestly, it's like the top teams that got really banged up, and which is why.
Thankfully,
But
we're getting healthy now. Thankfully,
that's right, right,
good
the
time to
perfect
go.
time. Next, I got Monday night. Is it? Do we have two? No,
No,
it's
I
just
just see one.
yeah, one Monday night game, and it's the New York Giants at Pittsburgh. Giants obviously just got the shit kicked out of them by us, but Pittsburgh,
Russie is back.
Ross is back and actually kind of probably proved all of us wrong with leaning towards Fields, but
It's getting
I think it
dangerous.
Danger Russ knows how to loft the ball, which George Pickens apparently is the only thing he needed to see to be an absolute freak of nature.
I mean, I think
So
Russell just knew what he was doing. He's like, this dude's complaining every week. I'm just gonna throw him the ball over and over and over again. This way,
yeah,
even if I don't play that well right away, I have our top wide receiver backing me up to the coach saying, "I want this guy to play,"
yeah,
because
it's
he's
smart.
just force feeding.
George Pickens absolutely ate, and I think I'd be leaning six or Steelers -6.5 here,
Oh yeah, I
and
mean,
I don't know, dude. They put up
yeah,
points.
I'm gonna say over. I mean, they would have hit this total by themselves last week,
Yeah, I think
and
so too. I think they put up. I think they're hitting this over as well.
I mean, after we just put up 28 on them, I'm not surprised. I mean, the only fear is that the
Giants
Giants,
don't score.
yeah, which is possible.
I mean,
But I mean,
Steelers do have a disgusting
I think
defense.
maybe give them. I mean, give them 10 points. I think they have it because I think there's a good chance Pittsburgh puts up at least 28.
All right, that's our week 8 slate.
I'll
To recap our picks, I think I took
do you want me to I'll do the wheel real quick since we. All right, first pick for the wheel. Favorite is gonna be Miami, -3.5.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, dog. Let's see here. Oh, that's weird. Chicago at Washington. So it's got Washington +2.5. Maybe it knows that Jaden Daniels will play.
Oh, the wheel. The wheel knows all.
Over. Ooh, it's got the over in the Arizona Miami game with the tie.
Okay.
So it's Arizona at Miami over 45.5. And the under. What do we got here? Tennessee at Detroit. So that was that like 49? What was that?
That
No,
was the first
45.
game.
45.
Yeah.
Under 45. To recap our week 8 NFL picks, my favorite of the week is going to be Atlanta -2.5 at Tampa Bay. My dog is going to be Arizona +3.5 at Miami. My over is Baltimore at Cleveland over 44.5 and under New Orleans at the Chargers under 40.5.
My favorite's going to be the Texans -5 at Houston against the Colts. My dog's going to be the Eagles +2 at Cincinnati. My over is going to be the Arizona Cardinals and Dolphins game at 45.5. And my under is going to be the Falcons and Buccaneers under 46. My apologies.
No Trevor picks this week, but we do have the wheels. The wheels favorite is Miami -3.5 at home against Arizona. Its dog is Washington +2.5 at home against Chicago. The over in Arizona at Miami over 45.5, and the under Tennessee at Detroit under 45.
Everybody, make sure you like and subscribe. Send us comments. We do reply to all the comments. Even if you're just dogging us for going 0-3 in last week's parlay. We'll take the comment.
Yeah, we all have bad games. You just let us go.
Listen, we can't all be right.
All right, we,
But
we have a smaller parlay this week. This one, I almost want to say it's guaranteed to hit.
guarantee money, boys.
Can't lose.
Can't lose. Put the house on it.
No, don't do that. 'Cause, we'll get in legal problems somehow. But
All right, well, thank you guys for watching. Good luck in all your picks.
see everyone next
And we will
week.
see y'all next week.